Welcome to Balance Reflections. I'm Lightning Rider. Here we explore mindset mastery, travel transformations, and the art of alchemy. Join me on a wild ride around the world and into the mind, because when you change your mind, you change your world. The day was upon me, sitting in silence, watching my best friend and lover walk up these stairs and into the next chapter of her life. I was going to be abroad and alone. It was a situation I had previously romanticised over, and now it had become my reality, and I was left to ponder the plethora of thoughts in my mind and what the future might hold for me. Jess was heading to Vietnam, and I was bouncing like a kangaroo to Bali, Ubud specifically. I'd been here before, back in the 2000s and teens, and had fallen in love with the island, the warmth of the people, the rhythm of nature, and something that many struggle to put their finger on. Jessica didn't make it, not this time. On arrival, a welcome and familiar face greeted me, my bro Wyan.
What's going on, bro?
Yeah, hey brother, what's up? How are you, man?
We first met when he drove me across Bali years ago. We stayed in touch ever since, and now here he was again, smiling as though no time had passed. On the drive from the airport, he caught me up on his life since we last saw each other, along with the cost of COVID, the resilience of the people, and the surge of new nationalities relocating to his island. I had unknowingly arrived a day before Nyepi. Parades of towering Ogo figures lined the sidewalks as the smell of incense thickened in the air. The streets were pulsating. For the Balinese, Nyepi is a time to honour the past, to release what no longer serves them, and to prepare for the new chapter ahead. The towering Ogo figures, representing demons and malevolent spirits, are paraded and ultimately destroyed, a symbolic cleansing, a ritual exorcism of negativity and imbalance, clearing the way for renewal and harmony on Nyepi. An excited buzz ran through the crowd as people positioned themselves for the best vantage points. It was wild. At times it felt like being at a rock concert, the crowd surging as space opened for the slaying of demons. Each segment carried its own story, layered with sound, smoke and flames. There were no barriers, yet somehow no injuries, deaths or lawsuits. Then, in Tony Stark contrast, the entire island collectively stops the next day. No talking, no going outside, no distractions. Just reflective energy amplified. A striking duality and very fitting for the beginning of my own new chapter. I had chosen to stay about 20 minutes north of Ubud, surrounded by rice paddy fields. I was living in a traditional family compound with Oman and his brother Maddie. In total, 26 people shared the space, and it was a unique and beautiful way to experience more of the traditions and culture. I was deep in the jungle, surrounded with lush green foliage, temples and shrines. Maddie had a restaurant where I ate delicious food almost every day, and was even occasionally serenaded by his ukulele. Keen to hit the ground running, I threw myself into training cardio, gym sessions, yoga, and sharpening my skills in Muay Thai. I had just released my ebook Keys to Mastery and was ready to dive headfirst into the uncharted waters of online self-promotion. In many ways I was focused, but old habits have a way of creeping back in. Self-sabotage still had my number, and at times it was ringing off the hook. Late nights, scattered energy, investing time in places that didn't always give me a good return. Even though my mindset was strong and I could understand everything that was happening on a mental level, my heart and body were still learning how to adjust being in my own energy again. Emotions are energy in motion. They need to be felt, processed and released. They exist to remind us of what's happening beneath the surface, beyond the rational, action-driven mind. And sometimes we have to go slow in order to go fast, leaning on our inner compass to guide us through those cloudy days and lonely nights. It had been nearly 12 months since I had been close to my sea mistress. One thing Ubud made clear to me was just how much I thrive when I'm near the ocean.
Gotta keep repping.
Many days I would ride from the rice fields down to Canggu, set up by the shore, work with the sounds of waves in front of me, and then slip into the sea for a swim before returning to my tasks. Now that's living, Barry. Looking back at myself then, I can see how uncomfortable I was in front of the camera in those first few videos I put out. Every day is training day, but what are we training for? Where do we want to go? What do we want to become or create? Ubud was not how I remembered it. Wyan had told me there had been a large influx of foreigners coming to Bali since COVID. More villas were being built, more cars and more minivans pressed onto roads that were once designed for scooters, creating constant congestion. Sadly, it's not just limited to the city of Ubud. Bit by bit, more land was being bought and developed, and the rice paddy fields that once defined the landscape were slowly being carved away. What had once felt spacious and sacred was now caught in the tension between tradition and modern expansion, with nothing going back into the infrastructure required to maintain the consistent growth. I feel for the locals in these situations. Maddie explained to me the good and the bad that came along with the explosion of new residents.
Maddie.
Yeah. Hello!
Maddie's secret rice tours.
Rice is more than food in Bali. For centuries, the terrace paddies have nourished families while shaping the culture, spirituality and community of the Balinese people. The traditional subak system of irrigation practices harmony, balancing people, nature and the gods. To see these paddies replaced by development is to witness more than the loss of farmland. It is the slow unravelling of a way of life that has sustained Bali for generations. I have put a link in the description to book a rice paddy tour with Maddie. If you're lucky, he might even bring out the ukulele.
Hello.
It's no wonder that so many who come to Bali speak of a deep calm. The island is a living, breathing prayer. The spiritual connection the Balinese maintain with the land permeates everything, from the daily offerings at doorsteps to the careful rhythm of tending the rice fields. When a community continuously practices gratitude, reverence and ritual, it shifts the energy of the land itself. Visitors sense it as a subtle but powerful presence, a concentrated field of alignment, a vibration that touches everyone who steps foot here and reminds them of the harmony possible between people, nature and spirit. Bali is an island of contrasts. Towering waterfalls crash through lush jungles, while quiet beaches stretch into endless horizons. Solitude can be found in the rice paddies, yet chaos is ever present in the tangled traffic of scooters and vans. Traditional temples glow beside luxury villas, and wealth exists side by side with poverty. It's within these contrasts that Bali reveals its true beauty. Like life itself, the island holds both the sacred and the ordinary, the stillness and the storm, and there are many storms. Being here reminded me that we too are a blend of these pieces. I experienced incredible moments, made meaningful connections and met some truly amazing people, showing me what I wanted more of in my life. At the same time, certain experiences highlighted areas I needed to nurture or even remove from the garden I'm cultivating. Life, like our emotions and circumstances, is constantly sending us feedback. If we are tuned into the right station, we receive the message clearly. But if we are distracted by noise or static, the guidance can be easily lost. If we are receiving, that also means we are broadcasting. Our inner world projects into our outer world, which reflects back the state of our inner. And here lies the answer to one of the greatest questions of all. What is the nature of reality? If you're seeking to find balance between chaos and stillness, comparative to the rice paddies and the Captain Insano streets of Ubud, check out Keys to Mastery. The link's in the description where you can get your first key for free. It's the playbook that's helped me navigate life in ways I wish I'd known decades earlier. Thanks for watching. I'm not subscribing to YouTube's algorithmic dictatorship, so your support is what really helps my unique channel grow. Gently click the like button, drop a comment like it's hot, alert the subscribe button, and remember, sharing is caring. And if you'd like to help fuel the fire behind this work, there is also a link where you can buy me a figurative coffee. Caffeine, like the luwak coffee here in Bali, is just energy, and that energy flows directly into creating more content, more connections, and more opportunities to explore landscapes of life inside and out. Faster alone, further together, and when we change our minds, we change our worlds. I'm Lightning Rider, and I'll catch you in the next one.